I'm joined by Elise Haas right now. And Elise, I've got to tell you, this town of Cascade Locks is buzzing about this story right now.
Oh, yeah. I mean, as you can imagine, it's the talk of the town. And so we spent the afternoon and morning in Cascade Locks. And pretty much, basically, as soon as you broke the story, Jeff, at 6 a.m., the news started spreading. People are, of course, calling their friends, family, posting it about their social media pages, too. And so when we first got into town this morning, we went right into the local coffee shop, the Thirsty Cafe. And that's where we started talking to people. And, you know, of course, people saw me in my Coin 6 gear, and so customers are asking me about the latest details in this search for the missing Martin family. And another customer even told me that she had actually just recently watched, you know, Jeff's documentary, your documentary from 2008, I think it was, right?
Yes.
And so she said that she was really fresh on all of those details. We also then got to watch out the window as that crane finally came in, that was the long-awaited crane that everyone was waiting for. And so the shop owner told me that a lot of the people in town right now are just really hoping to get some answers about what truly happened to the Martin family.
You know, we're a quiet little town, and so when anything ever happens, there's rumors of everything. So it's very interesting to see what everybody's chattering about. But you know, really, they're just trying to wonder what's going on. A lot of people remember the story from what I've read, you know. So, yeah, hopefully something comes up.
Plus, more people around town gathered at the edge of the river trying to get as best a view as possible of that crane, as of course they're trying to wait to see it pull the car up. So coming up at 5 and 6, I'll have some more town chatter. And of course, as these residents are awaiting some answers to this mystery.
You know, it's incredible. When I first started doing this story 20-odd years ago, I never imagined the day would come when they would find the car. There's a lot of theories on what happened. The Hood River Sheriff, a few days after the Martins disappeared, did see some tire tracks. It was a gravel parking lot, and he always said he felt Ken Martin accidentally drove the car into the locks. At that time, there was no barrier between the parking lot and the water. A Multnomah County detective thought differently. He thought foul play was involved based on some other circumstantial evidence that he found. We'll have much more on that part of the story, the theory part of the story, coming up later. Let's get back to that aerial footage of the crane right now. And this is the story at this hour. They are right in the middle of the recovery effort. We're told they were tugging on the car a little bit ago, trying to get some of the debris off of the car before they bring it up. They will have to wrap that car to preserve any evidence when they come up. 5 months after the Martins went missing, the bodies of two of the girls, Virginia and Sue, were found downriver. So could there be 3 Martin family members who are still trapped in that car becoming their tomb? We don't know that, although the sheriff told us they do have forensic experts standing by. They are ready for that possibility. This becomes a more reverent and somber investigation at that point. So that's the status right now. An active situation here. Things could happen within the next 2-hour window. We'll be standing by with the very latest for you as I report live from Cascade Locks on the mystery of the Martin family. An important piece of information, evidence, soon to be recovered, hopefully.
Jeff, I want to ask you, you've covered this for decades, as you mentioned, and in your decades of experience, this is one of those stories that really stuck with you. Talk about how the Martin family themselves, they were a local beloved family, all the situations of who they were before they vanished there in the 1950s and 58. Can you tell me about how they also touched you, and that's part of why you also stuck with following this story all this time?
Well, I mean, this is almost a movie, a mystery novel. They mysteriously disappear. We know that they got gas at Cascade Locks because after they went missing a few weeks later, a gas receipt was mailed to their house from the Standard Station here in Cascade Locks. But witnesses saw them up at Hood River having lunch. And some witnesses said they drove back to Cascade Locks. Others said no, they headed east. One theory had the Martins going off a cliff up in the Dalles based on tire tracks there. And then the sheriff's original theory that they went off here at Cascade Locks. And the diver, Archer Mayo, took that theory, decided that back then they had searched in the wrong place, and that's where we're at. So we could be just hours away from uncovering important clue here, and that's the fascination with the Martin case. It's been a mystery for 66 years, and maybe we'll get some answers soon.
And Jeff, it really is this diver who has led to a big break in the case because, as you said, they've been searching parts of the Columbia for decades, but he just really knew where to focus.
Yeah, I have to say hats off to Archer Mayo. There were a lot of people that said this area had been searched before, and he said no, they were searching in the wrong area. And it took years for him to find this vehicle. And like I said, they're 99% sure it's the Martin car. We won't know 100% sure until that car is brought up. So I'm going to head back down to the command area. Coin 6, because of our work on this case, we've been granted special permission to go to the incident command right behind me, about 100 yards down there. So I want to head down there to see what's the latest on the recovery effort. I'll be reporting back to you in about 20 minutes from now.
We appreciate all the details, all the efforts to you and all the crews out there as well. Jeff, thank you so much.